white liberal women on the street corner of Pennsylvania for some reason.
Trust black women, they lead the way. Trust black women, they lead the way. White women, stop abandoning your sisters. Trust black women, they lead the way.
That message paid for by USAID and your tax dollars that are being wasted away at the most awful, sinister, bureaucratic ways possible, as Elon Musk is doing incredible work looking at the books. But there is now a larger legal threat against him, while, of course, he is promising to do what I believe to be one of the biggest, most epic moves ever in banking history. We'll get into all of that, as, of course, right now, the conversation is centered around Mr. Big Balls, as a lot of people online have declared that we are all Mr. Big Balls after the corporate media tried to clutch their pearls and freak out and said, no, fire this man for something he said as a teenager many years ago under a pseudonym.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with Musk and Big Balls.
Big Balls.
Big Balls.
Big Balls, who worked for Elon Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE.
In the one case of the Big Balls kid, a literal teenager.
Big Balls online, Big Balls here, that Katie's talking about.
A 19-year-old that goes by the username Big Balls.
So that would be one way that we could refer to him.
Young computer whizzes, the aforementioned Big Balls.
Because who among us doesn't feel better about big balls in charge of American air traffic control?
Yeah, we're going to make T-shirts that are going to say Big Balls 2024 on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, as, of course, this story has captivated everyone and then highlighted the larger notion that this larger kind of outrage cancel mob doesn't work anymore, as Elon Musk brought back Mr. Big Balls, a DOGE worker and employee that, of course, put that on his own LinkedIn page. I find it absolutely hilarious. I think it's pretty funny that now this is also the same person finally checking the books, finally looking at the accounting, seeing where all of our money is just being absolutely wasted away, as the latest that we're getting from these DOGE efforts is that they just uncovered $100 billion in Medicare and Medicaid waste as they just gained access to their systems. Now, there's a larger ploy to stop them from getting a lot of this access, getting a lot of this information, but as of right now, there looks like there's a larger concerted effort to actually find out what's going on here. And it's pretty clear. I think anyone paying attention to this story in an honest way, because there's a lot of dishonest people in the corporate media right now that are just lying about this every step of the way. There's some people on social media lying about the larger discoveries here, what was actually going on here. But it doesn't take a genius to find out that Samantha Powers, who was being paid $180,000 per year, having her net worth skyrocket to $23.3 million in just 3 years isn't a coincidence, as, of course, a lot of people have described USAID as a slush fund for the CIA and the Democratic Party liberal woke machine that has been using it as their own personal money laundering operation. A lot of money was just being wasted away, sent away. People are like, where did it go? Well, it went to billionaires' hands like Bill Gates, that we found out was also awarded nearly $5 billion in taxpayer money to organizations that were run by him, as George Soros was also another individual, and a lot of these other woke, liberal, progressive causes were all supported by the same individuals that are now saying, no, oh no, we won't, children are not going to be fed. That's not what's going on here. And we see Bernie Sanders lie about this. We see the corporate media. We see all of these larger kind of crooks coming out of the woodwork saying, no, the children. The children. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, right. Bill Gates. All right. Getting billions of dollars here from me to promote his product that he's heavily invested in. That's not helping the children there, buddy. Okay, that's the opposite. The guy believes there's too many people in this world, and he believes his products will help eliminate that and lower that number that, of course, we're all paying for with our freaking tax dollars. As what Donald Trump is doing here is really commendable, really respectable as he just announced this.
I don't know if it's kickbacks or what's going on, but the people, look, I ran on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific.
Bottom line, you say you trust him.
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time to it. He's so into it. But I told him do that. Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse. And, you know, the people elected me on that. I don't know.
And overwhelmingly, the people are like, this is amazing. This is incredible. And one of the things that I started talking about just a few days ago is I'm saying, hey, USAID is only 1% of the budget. Wait until you get into these bigger government organizations that have been unaccounted for almost their entire existences, but wait even more until you get into the U.S. Federal Reserve banking system that, as we know, has been conducting undercover secret bailouts to foreign international banks that have been subsidized through, of course, money printing. And it's actually shocking. Everyone was freaked out after the banker bailouts in 2008. And I was like, hey, this is nothing compared to what's really happening behind the scenes that props up a lot of these kind of larger globalistic banking organizations that no one really likes to talk about for some strange reason. I confronted Bernanke about this. The guy literally tried to rip my microphone away because I was saying, hey, there's actually billions, if not trillions of dollars here that are just being wasted away here with you guys just giving it to your friends and buddies. He freaked out. That video also available on our channel. I'm going to try to do my best to link it because it's a freaking hilarious video. I should have played it here. I should have had it queued up. We don't have it queued up. But that's the type of work you support when you sign up to LukeUnfiltered.com. Again, no USAID's funding. No funding by the banksters. You guys fund us. You guys support us. And the only reason I'm still here, the only reason I still exist is because of the few of you that have committed to actually helping me out financially. I hate doing this, but this is what I need to do in order to survive. And I do everything I can. I pour in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I released 3 videos this week. I'm going to be releasing 3 more exclusive videos just for members of LukeUnfiltered.com tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a lot of really awesome videos, only videos just for members of LukeUnfiltered.com, 20 cents a day. And then we just announced that our range day is going to be March 16th. We had to move it because of scheduling conflicts. But March 16, we're doing a meetup. We're doing a range day. That's going to be really fun, really awesome, just available for members. And again, I go all out. 3 master classes, seed oil cards, crap list of items at the supermarket you should avoid, members-only t-shirts and other merchandise that's only available to members at a significant discount than anyone anywhere else. And now we're working on, of course, doing a lot of other really incredible things just for members of LukeUnfiltered.com. So if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Sign up. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, and it means the world to us, as the next few days are going to be absolutely freaking epic, as DOGE and Elon Musk have just announced that it's a good idea to allow Ron Paul to lead a Federal Reserve audit. This would be huge. This would be major. A few years ago, me and my friend Tim were talking to Ron Paul specifically about this larger idea, and Ron didn't even think it was conceivable. But guess what? Now it is. Here's a small clip of us talking in Austin a few years ago. Would you accept a chairmanship at the Federal Reserve if you were nominated?
Well, you know, that's about the last thing that would ever happen.
Well, so
would I accept? Yeah, as long as they knew my rules. My first goal would be to close shop.
That's the point.
Are you familiar with Dave's?
Yep, and that's exactly what would happen, especially if there was a larger audit here, as the huge, monumental shifts, the changes that would happen in our society if we finally just said, hey, we should have sound money here. We should have money based on an actual capitalistic system, not a socialistic system where, of course, the super rich just enrich themselves And sadly, that's the system that we have now, a system that is extremely unfair, a system that I think the average American realizes, yeah, it's just a larger kleptocracy. And that's what Elon Musk just announced a couple of minutes ago, saying, is the left really just a giant kleptocracy? The evidence increasingly suggests it is. And as power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And truly, the larger kind of disclosures here are something that a lot of people do not like, including an Obama-appointed judge that just blocked the Trump admin officials from accessing the data to the Treasury records. They're citing, of course, cyber security risks, and the corporate media is, of course, joining them in this larger kind of unison talking point, like, oh no, this is private data. Private data that, of course, the U.S. government loses almost every single month. There's larger kind of security lapses within the U.S. government that just, willy-nilly just lose all of your data. Your social security numbers. Oh, yeah, all of that compromised recently, all on the dark web, by the way. And now they're like, oh, no, the same authoritarian government that wants to track, trace, and database and watch every single thing you do and already does it, that loses your data, loses your information. NSA spying toolkits that just accidentally just fell into the wrong crowds there. You're telling me the people who have the least consideration about our privacy are now saying, oh, no, there's going to be some people that are going to see some things that might violate our privacy. And again, what? Are you freaking kidding me? It's a ridiculous claim. It's a ridiculous argument to make here, as what DOGE is doing here and what DOGE has a record of finding out is just where the money's going. That's what they're interested in. They're not interested in where you vacation there, bureaucratic Becky, but bureaucratic Becky is really sad and worried. Oh no, they're going to find out where I vacationed, as Elon Musk is now suggesting that this judge should be, quote, impeached, and is a, quote, corrupted judge protecting a lot of the kind of deep-seated, larger, corrupted criminal class within Washington, D.C. As CBS News, by the way, just released a video specifically talking to one of these USAID workers and their larger concerns here. Kind of convenient how a lot of these arguments are kind of made in core, and there's a whole propaganda piece and marketing PR talking points just very conveniently right behind it. That's just what a little coincidence there. Here's the employee talking about, again, her larger concerns here.
Every contact I've ever known, every country I've traveled to, every home address I've had. So no matter which way I look at it, my information is entirely compromised, and it's in hands that I don't know and don't trust.
Have you ever heard of the NSA, lady? Have you ever heard of the government agencies that take all of your data and spy on you? So a couple guys at DOGE having that information, let's be honest here, isn't that big of a deal comparatively to the larger intel agencies that already have compromised a lot of your data, plus all of the larger other private companies that also have that information and are already selling it. Let's not even talk about the dark web and what's out there already, but anyway.
And yes, the government can be slow. It can be inefficient. It can cost taxpayers money. I do not doubt that at all. What is absolutely clear to me is that the methods being used to achieve this so-called efficiency, not only do they not seem to be vetted and approved by the President of the United States or our Secretary Marco Rubio, they're entirely the actions of a rogue few individuals.
What are you talking about? The President of the United States? We just played you a clip saying he's doing a tremendous job. He's doing an incredible job. He's finding out where all the money's going. Yeah, as, of course, USAID-funded journalists beforehand doxed DOGE employees and tried to get them fired. And now a lot of this backlash, specifically with this larger kind of court ruling, just highlights the larger insanity of it. Because how else are you supposed to audit the books other than looking at the books? As Elon Musk declared, the ruling by this judge is, quote, absolutely insane. How on earth are we supposed to stop fraud and waste of taxpayer money without looking at how money is spent? That's literally impossible. Something super shady is going on to protect scammers. And yeah, that's exactly what's happening here, especially after so many scammers were exposed by the USAID disclosures that allowed the general public to now finally see what was happening behind the scenes here, as Elon Musk has just revealed a new way to, of course, be able to access some of these systems. These next moves are going to be, of course, a little bit more complicated, but absolutely necessary. And again, we're just dealing with 1% of the budget. There's still a huge section of the budget. There's still so many important actions, organizations, and bills, and behind the table shady dealings that we're still not privy to. Again, the huge shebang is absolutely going to be with the Pentagon. The huge shebang is absolutely going to be with the Federal Reserve. We're not even there yet. We still already have them freaking out, going crazy, and trying to somehow argue that, yes, all of the money that was going to all these crazy, insane, wasteful programs that didn't do anything for the American taxpayer is somehow rational, is somehow needed. It's not. It is not needed to promote Sesame Street in Iraq. It's not needed to promote tourism in Egypt. It's not needed to promote pottery in Morocco. Okay, why are we spending our money on this when the average American is finding it harder and harder to survive and to make ends meet? Why are we spending so much of our money on this ridiculousness, on this nonsense, on this stupidity? And I think the average American that's really paying attention, that's not being emotionally swayed by all the propaganda and all the lies and all the bullcrap out there and all the disinformation and the larger psyops that's being attempted right now, is saying, yeah, Trump's doing an incredible job, a very important job, and I'm here behind him. Are you behind him? Let me know what you think. And if you are, share this video with your friends and family members. It's more imperative than ever. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively watching, signing up to Unfiltered.com. It means the world to me. I can't thank you guys enough for doing that, and that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on YouTube.com/WeAreChange.